My name is Paul Tam. In a collaboration, you have to trust the other members of your team. Before I start any project, I like to get together with the team to prove that we trust one another. Instead of doing the old cliche, I'll fall backwards and you catch me routine, I'd rather do the I'm not looking, but you tell me where to go, walking across the freeway routine. On June 4th, 1953, I was born at Mount Carmel Mercy Hospital in Detroit. The population in Detroit peaked that day at 1.8 million and one. 2 days later, my parents took me to their home in Royal Oak, and the population has been in decline in Detroit ever since. The Great Recession has hit Detroit harder than any other place in the world. The greater metropolitan Detroit area has a population of 5 million people. That population is going to have to decline. There simply are not enough jobs for that kind of population anymore. So much for the downer news. I just didn't want to sound like Pollyanna before I started talking about the good things about Detroit. I've lived and worked in quite a few of the cities of the Midwest. I like living in the Midwest. I've lived in, of course, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, upstate New York. I've worked in Cleveland, Milwaukee. Detroit's right up there. It's a great town. It's really a lot of good things to do here. We've got great sports teams. We got the Great Lakes. We have more water than anybody else. Detroit is 307 years old now. Detroit was founded in 1703 by the French. It was taken over twice by the British, and as recently as the War of 1812, it was threatened by Indian invasion. Detroit is famous for its cars, sports, and its music. In the city proper, we have such locations to go to as Belle Isle, Eastern Market, the DIA, and the Riverfront. Detroit hosts many different sizes of theaters, from the spacious Fox and Fillmore to the more cozy Jump Theater and Burton Theater. In the metropolitan area, we can boast of such locations as Greenfield Village, the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and some of our smaller cities which have vital downtown areas such as Rochester Hills, Royal Oak, and Plymouth. And in the fall, the Detroit metropolitan area is the most beautiful place in the world.